guys, and welcome back to my YouTube videos. If you're new here, you're very welcome. My name's Laura, and this video is another one of my series on answering the most commonly asked questions at medical school interviews. These are all really important questions to be aware of and also to be able to answer very well whenever you get into interviews. This question is one that I got asked in my interviews, and it is: tell us about a time when you made an error and how you went about sorting it out and fixing the problem. This question is quite an in-depth question, and it really took me by surprise as I hadn't really thought about this being a type of question that they would potentially ask. It's important that you do not rote learn your questions and answers and that you're able to think of things on the spot. However, it is also a good idea to be aware of these questions so that when you go into interviews, you're not caught off guard and that you do not look like a rabbit in headlights. Choosing a time when you made an error is very important to think about wisely and carefully, because you do not want the error to have a profound or an impact on you being able to be a doctor or chosen at that medical school. Being strategic about a type of error that you use and also being able to think of how you rectified it is really important. Make sure to avoid making up any stories, as interviewers can tell very quickly, and also keep it very much recent so that you can actually remember what you did and how it all unfolded. Interviewers want something unique, but they also don't want it to be quite out there and quite extravagant. They do want it to be quite relevant to them and to medicine. If you can think about an error strategically, like for me, for example, I used a time whenever I made a wrong judgment whenever I was in a race, whenever I was sailing with my sister, and how we actually then ended up losing the race because of the judgment that I made. It is not a major error and it did not have an impact on someone else's life or have anything negative that really happened. However, it is important that I was able to identify the faults that I made and how I was able to improve and fix the problem. So I was able to talk about how my communication skills were off and how I was not using my leadership and my teamwork skills effectively. I also used the fact that I wasn't focused and I wasn't really keeping an eye on everything around me. I talked about how I rectified this problem and how actually the outcome in the end was better than I expected. And this is due to the fact that I was able to improve on my leadership, my teamwork skills, how I was able to show more commitment and be more focused on the situation at hand. These are all great things to talk about, as they really don't have a major impact on anyone else, but they actually show that you're able to hone in on a time when you made a mistake and what you did to prove it and fix it. I would highly recommend being selective about times that you choose to use, and don't make things up, as it is very obvious. Remember, your body language is also marked, and they do like to see that you are not shaking and nervous and you're able to maintain eye contact throughout. You also don't want to leave big gaps or ramble throughout just to fill time. So think about things strategically and also take a deep breath if you're running out of things to say. You want to also finish the sort of station by talking about things you learnt from it and how it has shaped the way you do things in the future. This is a really, really important part of the question to be answered, as it actually shows that you were really in the situation and you wanted to fix it, and what you have learnt has had an impact on you and other people around you. Learning from mistakes is a really important part of medicine, and you are never going to be perfect at everything. There will always be errors and mistakes made, but it's how you use them to teach you a lesson and how you learn from it for the future that really interviewers are keen to see. They want to know how you deal with situations and if you get flustered and panicked, or if you remain cool and calm and collected throughout it all. If you would like any more advice on how to answer questions like this, check out the description down below, and do make sure to subscribe to keep up to date with all my new content and videos. These are all very important to get right, so I hope that you can learn from these and you can use these in your own interviews. Thanks for watching, and if you haven't already, make sure to go check out my Instagram and Reddit communities, as they are filled with more information about all of this. I'll see you in my next video. Bye bye!